Right now, I have my husband, and today we are,
You already know what it is. It's conscious. You already know.
yes, today we're going to tell you our love story.
I'm gonna break it down in different ways.
Yes, and we're going to break it down. Okay.
So this time, y'all used to, one of us either, telling one direction and moving in one direction. But this time, y'all gonna get the story, and then y'all gonna get it broken down in different kind of ways from both sides. Y'all gonna get both sides, both views of our stories. A lot of y'all, y'all see us on live all the time. Y'all see us get on here, and a lot of y'all want to know how we met. A lot of y'all want to know what's our story. Y'all want to know like how we so tight and why we're so good and our merge and everything. So we're here to break that down for you. So I'm gonna start off. I'm gonna just start off by telling the story. So Ashley and I we met in 2015, back when Instagram wasn't really jumping like that. Facebook wasn't really popping like that. We had met around that time. We came together through social media. Um, I wasn't really a big social media person. I've always, been the type that would at the time just do music and post my stuff and get up off of there and going about my day or doing what I was doing because I was in the streets thugging at the time. So me, I wasn't on social media like that. Like I said, I posted my music. So what I did was I posted my music, and as I'm posting my music, I'm seeing, somebody that keep always commenting. It's like I get a lot of commenters, a lot of females, a lot of females I know from the streets from hustling, a lot of females I know that like my music or whatever. But it just mainly her just always liking and commenting, liking and commenting, and then like over flooding the comments at that. Like, oh, you so amazing. God has blessed you with an amazing gift. And I'm like, who is this woman keep talking about God? Because I'm like, I'm not really into the church or nothing. So I'm like, she just keeps saying something about God has blessed me with the talent and all that stuff. So I looking at the profile, and I'm like, oh, that's crazy or whatever. So she commented on my stuff because I had mine public at the time, my profile, whatnot. So one day out of nowhere, I said, thank you, this was nice. I finally commented back because I wasn't really talking to females on social media at the time. I'll be honest with y'all and be real. So I finally commented back and I was like, thank you or whatnot, I appreciate it or whatnot. So she was like, send me some of your music. I said, okay, I'll do that. So she was like, all right, I'm gonna send you a friend request. So that's what she did. She sent me a friend request and I accepted it. So when she sent me a friend request and I accepted it or whatnot, like I said, I was in the streets moving at the time. So I was out doing what I was doing. So I didn't really have time for social media like that. So she'll message me and then it'll be funny because she'll be like, what happened to you sending me the music? Or what happened to, she'll be like, you ain't responding or nothing. I'll be like, oh, she'd be mad at me for a bit. And I'd be like, oh, that's because, I'm out moving. She ain't know what I was into. I just tell her I'm out moving around or whatever, doing what I'm doing. So one day, I sent her, like I said, I responded to what she said, and then once she checked out my music and told me something about it, I was like, I appreciate it. So that sparked a conversation between us. So she was like, have you ever thought about letting God in your life and stuff? And I'm like, letting God in my life? Like, where's this coming from? She started telling me about, Christian, being a Christian and told me about letting God in my life. I'm like, where's this coming from? So she's like, I just feel like you have such a good spirit. There's more to you than just the music. It's just so much more to you. And I'm like, she was like, have you ever thought about, what you want to do in your life and stuff like that? I've never had a female that I met or come across ever speak so much life into me as a person or even think that I even had a reason to do something or even a reason to live. Forget about the music. It
Right.
was the fact that she was just speaking life into me itself that captured my attention because I was so used to females that I came across knowing I got a bankroll in my pocket, you know what I'm saying? Or females I came across know me from the streets, my reputation, or females I come across just like what they see on social media. So I'm just used to them quick joints that be like, oh yeah, this, that, third, just to get some out of situation. She was really speaking life into me, and that's what captured my attention. So long story short, we started talking more, and I started saying, well, what do you mean by God? And she started breaking things down to me. So we started talking a little bit more, and that conversation turned into us talking about everything. Just talking about life itself.
Right.
She'd be like, "Oh, I'm down today," and I'd be like, "Well, I sent her some, some pictures or some memes or something to just brighten up her day." you know, and then she'd send something to me. Like we was just exchanging back and forth, just talking all the time. So that turned into us doing that for a while. And then she was like, you know what? We don't need to keep talking on this social media thing, you know. I'll give you my number. And I said, okay, cool. I'm cool with that. She's like, are you going to call me? I was like, yeah, I'm going to call you. I told her, yeah, I was going to call her. You know what I'm saying? So she was like, okay. She gave me her number, and I didn't call her for a couple days. So she was mad at me again, y'all. She was really mad at me for real because I didn't call her for a couple days because I was out hustling, okay? She, like I said, at the time, she did not know what I was into at the time. So I'm out hustling. I ain't called her for a couple days. So she was like, just when I called her, she was like, who is this? And I'm like, dang, what you expecting somebody else to call or something? Could have sworn you gave me your number. And she's like, oh, now you want to call me. You know how y'all women get, y'all be like, oh, whatever, try to fake or whatever. So she was like, now you want to call me or whatever. I'm like, I'm sorry, I've been busy or whatever. I'm a busy man or whatever. So she understood. So we started talking. And at the time, I happened to be out of town. I was out of town doing what I was doing out of town.
Yes.
Long story short, can't get too much into that. But we was talking while I was out of town. So that turned into a couple of months of us talking. We talk every single day. We talk about God. You know, I wasn't really into the church, but I knew the church was important to her. So when she come and give me the word, I wasn't a big type of person that was in a prayer. But if she said, I want to pray for you on the phone, I would let her do that. I was accepting of that because I cared about her and liked who she was. So if she wanted to pray for me, I would let her pray for me. If she wanted to talk about God, I would listen and take in what she's saying. Because like I said, what she was saying was speaking things into my life. I ain't had nobody. It felt like I had a breath of fresh air. You know what I'm saying? Because I was under a lot of darkness at the time. Like the streets, they'll tear you down. It brings a lot of darkness in your life. So when she was doing this, I was appreciating that because it was bringing some type of light into my life. So we're talking back and forth. So I would let her pray for me. We had conversations every day. She'd talk to me. She'd check on me, and I'm still doing my thing. So I finally came back into town. I finally came back into the DMV area, right? I'm not going to say what city exactly we're at, but I finally came back into the DMV area to where I'm at or whatnot. And for the first time ever, it took us a couple of months. It took us at least 5 to 6 months. Everybody that's tuning in, how y'all doing? You know, it's good to see y'all. To our viewers that know us, you know, it's good to see y'all.
Thumbs up the like, everyone.
Thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up. But, you know, like I said, I finally came back into town. So when I came back into town, I saw her for the first time. It took us a couple months. It took at least about 4 months. We were just friends like for a couple of months. Because around the time when I came back into town, right around that time, that's probably about a week before I came back into town.
Yes,
We made it official. Cause she was like, who said I love you first? I mean, I kind of remember, but I kind of don't. Who was more quicker to say I love you? Cause we kind of said it at the same time, but who was the quickest one to say it?
I think it was me. I think it was me. It was me. I fell in love with you fast. I did. It was me.
But it's crazy because the day that it was said, we both said it at the same time. So I was trying to figure out who said it first because we had said it around the same time. Like we was both like, I love you. And we was like, wow, like you love me for real. Like it was crazy. Very down, like intuition wise. But look. So let's get back to the story. It's crazy. But let's get back to the story. So anyway, like I said, you know, we had made it official. We had said we loved each other and we decided to become an official couple. So when we did that, I came back into the DMV. And when I came back into the DMV area, when I came back, that was the first time we saw each other. We had been talking for months, like I said. So when I saw her, the first time I saw her, she was standing by an ice cream truck. She's standing by the ice cream truck. So she was all nervous. She's like, I'm calling her. I'm like, where you at? She's like, I'm out by the ice cream truck. Like, I don't see you. So she come upstairs, you know, and we spent time together. You know, we was chilling, you know. I was a video game head. I ain't gonna hold y'all, you know. I'm a man. Sometimes I need my space. I like to chill, play the game, whatever. So I was a video game head. It's back when, you know, they had the Xbox 360 back then. You know, this was years and years ago. Way back, y'all. So I'm on a game and I'm like, you game? She looking at me like, game? I don't play no video games. I'm like, you don't play no video games. I'm like, but it's all good, you know. So so while I'm doing that, she respecting it. You know, she chopping it up with me, ain't tripping. So I look at her, I say, you want something to eat? So she say, yeah. So you know, like I said, we have been talking for months. I'm liking her or whatever, but you never know a person for real. Sometimes you gotta see where they temperature at. You gotta check their temperature. Check the temperature on somebody you talking to, y'all. Check their temperature because
Yes.
everybody ain't always who they say they are. Sometimes you
Mm-hmm.
gotta see where they at when you really around them. So I had to check her temperature out. So, like I said, I pulled out a bunch of money. About the stack was fat, like real fat. So I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
all right, bet I can get you whatever you want. What you want to eat? You want curry out? You want to go out to eat? I don't care. Roof of Chris, you know. I'm just naming places. We could do whatever. You want to shop today? Like I'm just like I'm showing out. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to see where her head is, see if she go for it, right? She look at me. She say, is that supposed to impress me or something? I'm like, what you mean? She like, the fact that you poured out all that money, is that supposed to impress me? I'm like, I'm just saying, I want to try and impress you. I was just trying to take you out. She's like, I don't want your money. Yeah, I'm hungry, but you can make something to eat right here in the house. That got me right there, y'all. I ain't gonna hold you. I knew right then and there she was the one for me. I don't know how everybody else find out who's for them,
Mm-hmm.
but I checked her temperature and she passed. She was hot. She was hot, burning. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
She was burning up, and I don't mean in a bad way. When I check, my definition of checking somebody's temperature is if I'm checking you out, I'm feeling you out. I don't care if it apply to friendships or whoever or business or anything. If I'm feeling you out, if you too cold, I don't want to be around you. But if you hot, that mean that I'm respecting you. You know what I'm saying? So she passed that test. She was burning. She was on the top of the rate, the thermometer. So anyway, like I said, that day after that, you know, we started, you know, spending a little more time together. You know, it got to a point where her parents didn't like what was going on. Now she come from a Christian family. Now this is the side of the story that I'm gonna let her get into before I direct y'all back to how we started, you know, living together and going from there. Which talk about how you
Yes.
come from Christian family, you know, your
Yeah,
parents
so
didn't like it.
my parents, they are very strict. Even today, my parents are very strict.
Hmm.
I grew up in a household with my mother and father. My dad
Hmm.
was a pastor. He
Hmm.
didn't believe in, oh, you're not gonna sleep with a man in your bed and all of that. He didn't like, his daughters, his sons to be going out on Fridays and just doing things
She
of the
was staying the
world.
night too much in my
Yes,
house.
he did. They
That was the
didn't like
problem.
that. My parents was very strict on things. They didn't like stuff like that. So, you know, I didn't want to hear all that. I knew I just wanted to move in with him. I wanted to be with him. So I ended up moving in with him. And next thing you know, I was moving in with him and one thing led to another.
Yeah, yeah,
I had my baby boy Andrew. Now he's 7. But yeah, I was in a household with, I got what two sisters and 2 brothers. And the way my parents raised us, they didn't raise us to be fast. They
hmm
were just like, keep your legs closed and all this. And I mean, growing up, I didn't want to hear all that. I just wanted to do what I wanted to do. I'm just being honest. I just wanted to do what I wanted to do. It's like
hmm
basically just going out in this world trying things that I shouldn't be doing, but I did. So my dad, he didn't like that. My
Right.
dad, he was like, calm down just a little bit.
So let me ask you a question for our viewers real quick.
Hmm.
What was it about me that made you
Yes.
really fall hard for me to a point that you told your parents, look, I understand how you raised me because you
Hmm.
was real strong on your parents. Even one time you telling me your daddy was your heart. What daddy say go. You know what I'm saying? So what made you really get so attached to me to the point that you saw me for me to the point that you were willing to go against, you know, your parents to be able to take a chance on being with me and seeing where the future led? What grabbed your attention that much? To the viewers that.
I knew that I couldn't live without him. I needed him, and I knew that I can help him to be a better person. So that's why I hold on to him. I said I'm gonna be with this one right here. I didn't care about what people say about the drugs and all of this other stuff. Whatever, it didn't matter to me. I knew I cared about his heart. That's all that matters to me was his heart. I didn't care about no money. I didn't care about no sex. That didn't entertain me. What entertained me was getting to know him, you know, and just loving him. That's it. Yes, that's it.
I must have been a great man when you go when you go against dad at the time. That must have been great, you know. But yeah, so she moved. So a lot, you know, we skipped around a lot of things. She said, you know, Andrew came in. So what happened was, like she said, you know, her father is a pastor. He still is to this day. He has a church and everything.
Yes.
Her father's a pastor. So here's how it went. So basically, her father, when he found out that she was dating me, I had a reputation on the streets already. I was well known, and her father knew who I was. He had heard about who I was, but he didn't know who I was. Did you see the difference? Heard but don't know. Meaning he never seen me, but he's heard of me. You get what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? So he knew who I was. So he automatically heard that she was dating me, and he was telling her like, "Hey, listen, I'm not gonna have that around you. You know, you can't be with him because he not into the church, and I don't want you being with somebody that's not into the church. And then on top of that, you know better. You staying out, you know, because I would hear the conversation because I'd be right there on the phone. Sometimes when she'll walk in the door, coming back, because I always stay on the phone to make sure she got in safe. If I couldn't take her myself, I make sure that she had a ride to get to where she was at, but I would stay on the phone until she got to where she was going, like Ubers and all that. But her father would be like, you know, I don't want you with him. You know, you staying out the night at his house. You ain't supposed to. You know that. I don't know what y'all doing or whatnot. You know that we don't play that having sex before marriage and all that stuff. You can't be with you. I don't want you being with him or whatnot. You know. So what happened was Ashley, the chosen one, right here. She told her father. He said, look. She said, I love him. She said, I don't know what you heard about him. I don't know, but I care about him and I want to be with him. I'm not trying to go against what you're saying, but at the end of the day, I do want to be with this man. And her father said, well, if you want to be with him, you can't be in my house.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So what happened was when he said that, she said, okay, well, I guess I'm going to have to, I'm going to have to move out.
Moved out. I moved out.
So that's what she did. She moved out. She told me, called me back. She said, babe, where you at? I said, I'm outside right now. Like I said, even though we was around each other, she knew I had money. She didn't know where it was coming from.
Mm-hmm.
Because I told her I was just working and stacking up. I ain't never told her how. So I'd be like, I'm outside. I didn't tell her I'm outside hustling. I just say I'm outside. So she was like, okay, well, I'm coming to the house. We need to talk. My dad just put me out and everything. Duh, duh, duh. So I said, oh, don't worry. I got you. I got you. From here on out, it's nothing. I got you. So she ended up leaving her father and coming to stay with me. So when she came to stay with me, I would take her back and forth to work every day because she worked at the time. She was doing janitorial work. So I would get up early in the morning. I'd be dead tired from being outside, but I get up early in the morning, take her to work anyway.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? I go back outside, go do what I do, get my money, and be still tired and go pick her up from work every day. Okay,
Yes.
that was how committed I was to this woman.
Yes.
I ain't care if I got sleep or not. I barely slept. You know what I'm saying? So I'm picking her up. We doing this, but we're growing closer. We're
Yeah.
spending more time together. We're having fun. We're able to see each other, be
Mm-hmm.
around each other, go to sleep together, wake up with each other. Spend time together. But then she started. That's when she started to notice a little bit different about my movements and my activities and what I was doing.
Mm-hmm.
I never forget it. I'm gonna tell y'all a little story without getting too deep into detail because some things, like I said, some parts of these stories y'all can't know just to
Right.
prevent myself from reopening cases or anything that I had going on
Right.
back then. But one time we in the house or whatnot, I come in, because I was very, very secretive. Like, even though we was living together, I wasn't when I come in the door, I would tell her like, go ahead, go take a shower real quick or something. You know what I'm saying? Or I tell her to go out in the living room real quick, and she would respect my privacy because I tell her like, hey, I gotta do something real quick. She ain't question my privacy. I respected that about her.
Mm-hmm.
But one day, just this one time, I just so happened to be, putting my stuff up. I come from outside, I'm putting up my little, stuff or whatever. Then on top of that, I could say this part. I had my guns. You see what I'm saying? So I put that up or whatnot. She come in the room, and when she come in the room, she see it all
Mm-hmm.
right there. So she finally find out. She like, what? She looking at me and she's like, where all that came from?
Mm-hmm.
She's She's like, this is what you really doing? This where that money coming from? She like, I don't know. She's like, I don't know about this, you know. She's like, I love you, but I don't know. And she's like, why you ain't wasn't just honest with me from the beginning? I'm like, look, I ain't think you'd understand my life, you know, because of who I am. And she's like, I love you regardless, I'm gonna be with you. You know what I'm saying? She's like, I'm not really feeling what you're doing, but I gotta respect it because it's who you was when you met me. Then she told me straight up, she's like, I'll be with you, but keep me out of it. Keep me out of it.
Yep.
Keep me out of it. Promise me that I'll be safe and we're good. And I kept my word and I kept it safe. But she didn't like it. And then, you know, she kept keeping in touch with her father, you know, just talking or whatnot. And I actually went to go meet him. I went to go meet him in person, you know. Tell him that story about what happened when we went to go meet your father for the first time.
Okay, I believe, we had went, he had met my father. I had, you know, introduced him to my dad, you
Tell him how
know.
it went.
And he actually met my father at the church. My dad used to have church in the basement. And my dad, he would, you know, preach on Saturday. You know, I'm Seventh-day Pentecost. We would go to church on Saturday. And, you know, me and him, we were still still together. And I was living with him. And, you know, we would have church, sing, read Bible, and everything. And,
I wasn't comfortable, y'all. I ain't gonna lie. I was not comfortable when I got there.
yeah, he had to adjust to everything. But my dad talked to him. My dad had a word with him. He talked to him, and my dad always tell people, you know, come back to the church. He always encouraged. We was young, you know. He was encouraging him come back to the church. You know, get your life together, change. You know, do what you need to do. But we would sing. You know, my dad would do service, and when my dad do service, he say, you know, encouragement words, whatever the Lord put on his heart, he says.
Right,
it doesn't matter. Yes, we were sinners, but so what? A lot of people did things. You know what I'm saying? Yes, we were sinners. You judging us, guess what? God judging you. Okay, so God know our story, and God know what we did. God already judged us, and He told us what we need to do, and that's why we married. So that's why we had got married. You know, I know a lot of people like this story, but this is the truth. So you know, yeah. So my dad, you know, he encouraged them, and you know, he met my brothers and my sisters, and he was talking to everybody, and
Yeah.
yeah, my dad just encouraged him to come back to church. You know, him he had a hard time, you know, adjusting to God. You gotta understand, he was, you know, doing things.
I did not. I honestly did not like to leave to go to church at her house
Right.
because, like I said, I was in the field heavy. I believed in toting my, you know, everywhere I go. That I'm on man time. So for me to, you know what I'm saying, go from my house, knowing that I'm into it, to way out the where she was at, and I'm gotta do this on at least twice a week. I was not comfortable. Okay, I was not comfortable traveling, but I had to take that chance because I loved it. I was willing to, like, if I got caught slipping, it was gonna be what it was gonna be, because that's the type of love I had for her. I want to protect her, but I don't want to lose my relationship because at the same time, you got it like what people don't understand is like when you bring somebody into your life, y'all both come from two different backgrounds. Everybody don't come from the same background, and everybody don't have the same story to tell. So when you bring somebody into your life and you meet somebody that you care about, like, you have to learn how to adapt a part of their lifestyle to yours. Your lifestyle becomes a part of theirs. So you have to be willing to sacrifice something for that person, just like they have to be willing to sacrifice something for you. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I came from that background in that life. So, hey, go ahead.
Broke.
Oh, good. I'll be right back.
That's our children.
What's broke?
But I'm waiting on him. I'm gonna wait till he get back. But I would say change for the, when you with a person that you love, you change, you change. Yes, things will change, like I'm gonna say, when he knew that I was a Christian, he changed his life around to do the things that I was doing.
Understand?
And yes.
Excuse
Go
me,
ahead.
y'all.
Go ahead. I'm just
I'm back.
tell them how you. I was just telling them how you changed your lifestyle to be a Christian. I was just telling them that part. But you
You
can
got
go
to that
ahead.
part of the story already?
Yeah.
That was fast.
Go ahead. You can.
It's long.
We get
That's
to that in
okay.
a minute. But
Okay,
let's finish.
well,
We can do.
we get back to where we about to go from.
Yeah. Hold
Okay.
on, y'all. Okay. You done now? Okay.
Yeah, bro. We gonna tell our story. That's what we on here for. So we gonna tell it. We gonna
Okay.
tell it right.
Okay.
So don't worry about that. That's like materialistic things. You can replace that. It ain't about nothing. I love deeper than that. This is something that need to be told.
Right.
So
Okay.
anyway, sorry. Unfortunately, one of my phones that I had is broken. I just found out my phone was broke. But we're not gonna stop telling our story because my phone broke. Like I said, materialistics can be replaced. You know what I'm saying? But our love story, we don't tell this too often. We don't do
Right.
this too often. But it's something that my wife decided to tell because a lot of y'all wanted to know how we met and what was going on with us or how we got to where we at. So we decided to do this going into the new year so we could start off fresh because we said we're going to tell our story. We're only
Yes.
going to tell our viewers one time. That's it. Yeah, I never get the story again.
Right.
So that's why we doing it. So like I said, before I left out, like I said, when you with somebody, a part of your life become their life. You have to sacrifice, and that's kind of where we was at. She sacrificed being with me, even though I was into what I was into. So she wanted me to go to church. Like I said, I was into it with people, so I had to sacrifice being willing to leave my, what I'm saying, at home, just to go to church with her. And I did that. So when I first came into the church, when I came into the church, I wasn't that comfortable. Like she said, her father, he invited me in. He sat me down. He talked to me. He said, I heard about you. I know who you are. I know what you about. And I was like, listen, man, at the end of the day, I'm not perfect. I'm coming to the church because the fact that your daughter's into the church and I'm wanting to learn something new. But honestly, I care about your daughter. I was straight when I was like, look, I love your daughter and nothing gonna stop me from being with her. I care about her. I'm gonna die behind her. I lay my life down for her. She don't got nothing to worry about. She forever straight, forever taken care of. So he was like, I respect that, young man. I respect that. Like, are you willing to let God in your life? I said, listen, man, I'm willing to try. I couldn't promise it. But I told him, because one thing about me, I'm not a liar. I'm not going to lie and be like, yeah, just so he can be happy. No, I'm going to tell him the truth.
Right.
I told him the truth. I said, look, I can try, but I can't promise you. So like she said, he took me in. When he first did his first session, he was like, who wants to tell their testimony? Mm-hmm. That's how your father talk. Yeah. Come on, tell your testimony. Mm-hmm. So he pointed to me. He said, come on up here, son. Come on up here. So I'm in front of everybody. I'm like, testimony, come on, tell my testimony. So I go up there and I tell them my story. So by the time I'm done telling my story, everybody in the church is touched. They're like, They swore they just saw a film or something. They just staring at me like this. Everybody just quiet. The whole church got quiet when I was finished. Nobody said nothing for a minute. And then everybody just started hugging me like, you have a story to tell. You're such a wonderful young man. I'm so glad you still here. Oh my gosh, I didn't know. Like, it's so nice to meet you. Like they embraced me. You see what I'm saying? It's like, you need to come to church more often, So, that became a part of my life. So after I met her father, we're gonna get deeper into the story now, y'all. After I met her father, time went along. We're gonna say time goes along. That's how we're gonna put it. Time goes along a little bit, so months are starting to pass. Things are going good or whatnot. Out of nowhere, here we go. I started to noticing that I'm sleeping too goddamn much. Like my phone blowing up. You know how them phones, you know, back then when you was out here back then, we had them Boost Mobile, them bloop bloop, where you at and all that, you know what I'm saying? My phone jumping, like jumping. I'm missing calls, I'm missing money, I'm like, oh man, I'm sleeping. She's sleeping too much because she barely even going into work. Sometimes I'm just being honest with y'all. We ain't gonna lie on this live. We keep it real. You know, she barely going into work. She's sleeping too much. You know what I'm
She's
saying?
tired.
Too tired. And I'm telling her like, babe, you gotta go to work. Like, you gotta go to work. You gotta go to work. But she's sleeping too much. So we noticing something's off. We don't know. Now I already had kids, so I'm already kind of like noticing like she might be pregnant, but I'm not 100% sure because I ain't seen her throw up or nothing like what I'm used to seeing. I didn't know she's sleeping. Then all of a sudden I started to notice I'm eating too much. Now I'm used to being, when she met me, I wasn't the skinniest dude alive, but I was like built, like, come on now, I'm talking about muscular and all that. I'm not, I'm going from having a little okay patty to having a fatty. I'm looking like Santa Claus out here, you know me? Like, for real. Like, I'm starting to look like Santa Claus out this joint for real. Like, I had the gut, like, ho, ho, ho. Come sit on my lap right here. You know, I'm starting to look like that or whatnot, but, long story short, you know, my mom, she come to one day we go out in the living room. I'm like, she like, come out here, y'all. So we go out in the living room. Like, what's up, mom? Dude, she's like, I had a dream about fishes. Look at her like, fishes? I'm like, is somebody hungry? I stamp on everything. We cannot make this up. This is exactly how. Hey, it's Trigger. What's up, Trigger? Yo, this is exactly how this. We are not. This is exactly the true story of our life. If you want to stay tuned in, tune in. We don't care who tune in. I'm telling y'all, we only telling our story once. So if you stay on this live, you're gonna know our story. If you don't stay on this live, it is what it is. You won't know. So. Yep. We only telling our story once. We don't care who we telling it to, but we only telling it once for those who want to know. Like I said, my mom's like, she's like, I'm having a dream about fishes. I'm always a comedian. I'm like, is somebody hungry? Right. She's like, you always trying to be the funny man. You think you know everything, always trying to be funny or whatever. Talk about somebody hungry. Like, do I look like I'm hungry? I'm like, Mom, what you want me to buy you some food? You talk about fishes and all that. Where we gonna go? You trying to get some curry out? You trying to go down to the pier or something? Like, what's up? So she's like, no, son. What I'm saying is I'm having a dream about fishes. Right. Like almost like somebody's trying to tell me something. And I'm like, she's like, wait a minute. Cause my brother and his girl lived there too, you know what I'm saying? So right. I'm like, so she's like, wait a minute, somebody pregnant. I'm looking like pregnant. Like, nobody ain't here pregnant, man. I'm like, come on, man, ain't nobody pregnant. Right. Like, I ain't got time. Who could be pregnant? I'm like, she's like, don't play with me, son. You know what I'm saying? She gave me a dead serious look, like, don't play with me. Like, I know y'all be getting busy and then, you know. You know, my mom respected it. I'm a grown man, so she respected what you know, whatever. But she's like, I know y'all ain't using protection. You know, you gonna look me in my eye and tell me you using protection. I'm like, nah, Mom, I'm not. I'm gonna be honest. You know, I'm not. Blah, blah, blah. So she's like I said, somebody pregnant. So she called out my brother girl too. My brother girl come out in the living room. She like, excuse me. She's like, I'm having a dream about fishes. So even my brother looked like fishes. He confused like I'm like, bruh, I don't know, bro. You know, she talking about this, that, the third, blah. So she like, all right, what we gonna do? She like, let's say thank you for being here with us.
You're welcome.
Yeah. So she like, we're gonna get a pregnancy test. Boom, cool. All right, cool. Bet, boom. So she go in the bathroom. My sister, you know, her and my sister, they run like this. They close like this. So she go in the bathroom, my sister or whatever, boom. So my sister, you know, give her a little test or whatever, tell her what to do with the test, and she step out. She come back with the test and everything, and the test, it was positive.
Right.
You know, the test was positive, so it was positive. We find out she pregnant or whatnot. So I'm like, oh. So then I'm like, hold up, nah. I'm like, nah, go take another test. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, come on, man. I know I'm tripping. So
2 to 3 weeks pregnant.
That joint, I'm like, go take. Weeks. You know, the joints be telling you sometimes back then how far along you. So I'm like, go take another test. So she go take another one. Boom, because it came back positive. She was pregnant, right? Boom, okay, cool. I'm like, all right, you know. So I'm like, damn, this changes everything. I'm like, this changes everything. I'm like, damn, I'm about to be a dad again. I'm like, all right, I gotta, excuse me, y'all. You know, I cursed a little bit on here. I don't used to do that, but you know, like I said, we telling our story. It's only tell it right, you know. That was my reaction. So I automatically started shopping. You know me, I got money. Automatically, I like y'all let me sleep. Sure, it's so relevant.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you. They like your shirt. Let you sleep.
Yes, thank you.
So you know, like I say, automatically started shopping. You know, and getting stuff. How much stuff did we get, babe, when we found out you was pregnant? Like, how much did we go get right away?
A lot of things.
Like, tell them. You talk
We
to them.
got a
Talk
lot
to
of
them a little
stuff.
bit.
We got a lot of stuff.
Talk to them.
When we found out about Andrew, because when his mother, when I was doing the test, I was denied. I ain't gonna lie. I was like, I ain't pregnant. Nah, it ain't me. You gotta be somebody else. And I was telling her, nah, I ain't pregnant. I cannot be pregnant because I don't know nothing about no pregnancy. So I'm just like, what is that? So I started looking that stuff up. I didn't know what it was. So no, I just said, no, I'm not. I'm not taking the test. They made me take that test, and I took it, and it was positive. 2 to 3 weeks pregnant, and we bought things for our son Andrew, which is right there. Andrew. Um, we bought a lot of things. We bought a lot of things for him because we wanted to prepare so when he come into the world, he already had things ready. You know, so when Andrew, come in the world, everything will be ready. His clothes, his shoes, or whatever. We had got newborn clothes and just newborn 0 to 3. My mom, she would go to the thrift store get stuff, but we bought things as well. The grandmas, they would help. The aunties, the uncles, people, family members would help. My job also, they helped us as well. They gave us, you know, donations, clothes. I had one lady at my job that gave us a crib, and she brought it to my house, and somebody built the crib up. So we always had somebody helping us out. But we got a lot of things for Andrew. Andrew was prepared before he came into the world.
I spent too much money at that time. I ain't gonna hold y'all. Like most of the money I had saved up, I went through a lot of money,
Hmm.
and I ain't care what the price was. I ain't even put a price tag on it. It was like, as long as she's straight, she got everything she need. I'm good. I don't care. You know what I'm saying? And, the thing that got me the most, I know this might sound crazy, some of y'all like, but it's like I said, it's our story, so it
Hmm.
don't matter. I'm telling it like it is to y'all, those who want to know. I was thugging heavy. I mean, I was moving real serious. I wasn't on no kingpin level. None of that. I was a little average corner. You know what I'm saying? But for me to be a block boy, I was getting plenty of money. I was
Hmm.
well known in the streets, like no game. They ain't call me trouble for nothing. Okay, I was into a lot. So the way I was into stuff and the way I was moving out here, it got to a point where she realized, was like, look, I've been down with you for this long. I rode the train with you. I ain't said too much. I've been by your side. I ain't gotten in your way of what you doing. But I'm serious right now. You gotta quit. You have to quit. Like you cannot be thugging and we got a son on the way and when we bringing this around our son, like the drugs, the this, that, the third, you know what I'm saying? You can't have that around our son, you know what I'm saying? I told her straight up, like, and this is no lie. It's like I said, we telling our story, we telling the truth, we telling it once. I told her, I'm not quitting. I was
Hmm.
honest with her. I said, listen, I love you more than anything in the world. I die for you. I do anything for you. I put a ring on you if you want it right now, but I'm not quitting. I can't quit. I love the game. I was in love with it. That's the thing about the streets that I tell y'all when I be coming on these lives sometimes with my wife, when I telling y'all my testimony, the streets will swallow you.
Hmm.
They will swallow you to the point that you had no soul left. Like if even though I belong to her, it's like this, I belong to the streets.
Right.
It's like it sucked me. It's like you belong to me. It's like I couldn't let them go. I was too attached.
Hmm.
Even though I loved her, I would not let them go for the woman that I loved. You know what I'm saying? I told her, I said, look, I'll be here for you, all that, but I can't let them go. So it caused a lot of conflict between us. You see what I'm saying? Like for a couple of months through the pregnancy, you know, I'm out doing my thing. She on the phone with me. You know, she love me. You know, she really love me. You know what I'm saying? Like I give her props. Like, babe, I give you your props. I'm being real with you right now. Forget this live when this camera cut off. I'm gonna tell you straight up. I love it. I don't know if you, they might have saw what I did a minute ago, but I said I love you. I like whispered it while he was talking, but I love you to death because you really been down me through it all. You know what I'm saying? You never quit on me, and I gotta respect that because a lot of women they quit on their men. They quit on them. You know what I'm saying? It don't matter the circumstance. Ain't gotta be no street situation. It's just the fact that sometimes when a man in his lowest, or that they need somebody in their corner, a woman will quit on them because a man don't want to do what the woman want him to do. You know what I'm saying? Just like with a lot of women, there's like, you know, a lot of men, they quit on a woman because he don't do what she want to do, or she don't do what he want him to do.
Right.
What he want her to do. You know what I'm saying? But you stayed down with me because you knew that at the time I didn't have nobody else.
Right.
So I'm saying, you know, I ain't really trust nobody in them streets. You know, I ain't really keep friends or call them too close. You know what I'm saying? I barely even trusted people in my family.
Right.
But you stayed down with me because you knew that, and I love you for that. You know what I'm saying? And you still here to this day. You know what I'm saying? Like real talk, I mean it. I love you, babe.
I love
for
you
real.
too.
Like real stuff.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But getting back into it, you know, caused some conflict. But she stayed down, you know, we there be time when I'm on the block doing what I'm doing, we talking, and I'll be like, she be like, you on your way house? And I'll be like, I'll be at home about another 30 minutes. Let me run and get this done real quick. I ain't say too much on the phone. She knew how to talk in code. I told her. You know what I'm saying? I ain't say too much. Well, I tell her, like, I'm out to boop, 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 blah, 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 blah. That's what we gonna say. The code is blah, blah, blah. You know what I'm saying? And she be like, okay. And then all of a sudden, I'll be like, hey, hold up real quick. I pause. I put the phone by my side. And all of a sudden, all she hears, pop, 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 pop. You know what I'm saying? So by the time I get in the, she blow 'em, I could be running. I could be handling my business, be running to the house or whatever. Boom. So when I get to the house, she crying. By the time I get to the door, she in tears. Like real talk. This is, like I said, this is our story.
Too much.
We not. There ain't nothing about this phone. This is the real. Us telling the real story. We only telling it once to y'all. I'm telling you, we keeping it real. She be in tears when I walk in the door. Her, my mother, not just her, my mother would be sitting there at the door waiting. You know what I'm saying? Like it was that, I was into it that bad, y'all. So I'm saying, like it was that bad, you know. And she thought she was gonna lose me before our son was born. We got to her so much because we went through a lot. You know what I'm saying? Like, okay, I said, okay, you know what? I said, I'm tired of taking you through this.
Right.
I'm gonna quit. I'm gonna give up the hustling. I'm gonna give up the thugging. I'm gonna give up the not being here at nighttime. I'm gonna get this up for you. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna get more into the church. I'm gonna try out the right thing for you, for our son. I'm gonna change how I'm looking at life. Okay, bet. So I did that. It didn't happen overnight, y'all. I made that change slowly but surely. Okay. When I made the change, that's when the problems came in. Okay, more problems. You know how they say more money, more problems? Well, sometimes more changes, more problems. Okay, so now I'm no longer the one with the money. Okay, now the reason why it was like that was because I didn't save too much when I was in the streets. See, a lot of us who been there and done that, some of y'all on this live might have lived the same life at one point. A lot of us who been there and done that, we don't think about tomorrow because we don't even know if we're going to see tomorrow, okay? So we spend money like it's nothing, like it's water, okay? Right. I blew through a lot of money. So when I got out and she wanted me, when I told her I was getting out, I ain't had much saved up. So the money I did have saved up, I used what I could to take care of her. When it was gone, it was gone. You know what I'm saying? So now I'm out here trying to do the right thing, trying to get a job, okay? Trying to do the right thing. I don't know nothing about 9 to 5. Her father teaching me how to fill out a job application. I don't know nothing about that. Okay, I'm out here trying to do the right thing. While I'm trying to do the right thing, my lady, she's the one I'm depending on to take care of me. Now the tables done turned. Now she gotta take care of me. So, you know, she's taking care of me or whatnot. Now remember, y'all, I don't care who come on this live and see this story that we're telling. Do not judge my wife. Do not judge my wife because it's not fair. We were young. This is our story. We're telling y'all this story for a reason. We're doing this as a cleansing for us, you know what I'm saying? And we're doing this for those who want to know our story. But nobody has the right to judge. We were young back then. So this is the young us we're talking about, going into who we are now.
Yes.
You know, so as I said before, you know, at the time, You know, I had quit, so now I'm depending on her to take care of me. You know, if I need a haircut, you know, that I didn't know I cut my own hair back then. I learned later on, but I didn't know back then. You know, haircuts for us men, you know, we like to look good. You know, so haircuts could go about $25 to $30 every
Right.
time. You know, so I needed money for a haircut. All right, I might need money to go buy a new shirt. You know what I'm saying? Because shirts get dirty after a while. You know, I might need money for a shirt, or I might need money to get back and forth to a job interview, or I might need money for something else. Okay, but the point is, I'm depending on my woman now to do stuff for me. Okay, so she's spending more and more and more money. So the more money she's spending, the more frustrated she's becoming. Okay, this like I said, this is back in the day we were young. You know, she becoming frustrated where she like okay, look, huh, I don't mind helping you out, but it's becoming too much. And I'm
Mm-hmm.
like, well, you know, I ain't saying in a disrespectful way. I just said, well, you know, in the end of the day, you asked me to quit.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying. Well, I mean, what more do you want me to do? I'm trying to get myself together, trying to get myself right. You know, I quit the streets. I did what you wanted me to do. You know, I ain't think it was a problem for me to, you know, reach out to you to get help. You my woman. You know,
Mm-hmm.
you know what I'm saying? She's like, look, I love you, but I'm just saying, like, in the day, it's a lot on me because I don't really got it like that, you know. And I'm like, I understand you don't got it like that, but you
Right.
know, it's just like I said, it's misunderstanding on both ends. We were
Mm-hmm.
young, so like I said, when you move in with somebody, it's always the, you know, it's kind of like let me describe it to y'all how it kind of is. You can compare back then to a marriage in the beginning,
Right.
or a situation when you first meet somebody. It's like the honeymoon phase.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? When we first started off, like real talk, it was like when we first met, it was like, wow, you're so amazing. Like
Yeah.
I can't, like, wow, I this is
Love
something
at first
different.
sight.
Love at first sight. We move in together. It's like in the beginning, it's like, oh, we doing this, we doing that, we loving it. Like, wow, excellent. You know, it's going so well.
Right.
But boom, then time go along a little bit, and the tables done changed a little bit. You know, so now that the tables are starting to turn, now we're starting to see who each other really is.
Right.
I done quit the streets. I'm no longer hustling. I did what she asked me to do. I'm no longer hustling. I'm going to church and stuff like that. And now I'm starting to see that she ain't all who I thought she was on that end at the time. Cause like I said, we were young.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So I didn't know like that she looked at it like, you know, I need a man to have his own money sometimes and do this and do that.
Mm-hmm.
Because I always had money. So it's kind of like you don't see who somebody is until the tables turn. So the tables turn and you know, we getting into it. So I'm like, wow, like it's no longer the honeymoon phase. We don't went from I love you every day. Like, wow, baby, you look so amazing in the morning, being like,
I
oh,
told
good
you.
morning. You gotta go to work
Mm-hmm.
today? Alright, I'm about to get ready. Let me hurry up.
Mm-hmm.
Man, get up, go get washed. No,
Yep.
we told each other with an attitude every day. Like we look at each other like we can't stand it. We still love each other. We still sticking it out, but we kind of can't stand each other at the same time, right? So long story short, you know, we decide a little bit into that time that it's best for us to separate because we having too much conflict amongst each other.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm telling her like, look, I don't have no money. I ain't got no job yet. I got a homie who just put me on to some game. Blah, 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 blah. I'm going out of town. She about, I think it was about 7 months into the pregnancy at this
7
time.
months.
I said, I'm getting ready to leave. And she's like, what you mean leave? I said, I'm getting ready to leave town real quick. I'm about to go get some money. You know, I'm about to, cause I gotta take care of my son. You know what I'm saying? So I'm about to leave town, go take care of some money. So I went out of town. And I was, you know, like I said, I was into them streets heavy. I wasn't no average corner boy. All right, I had connections everywhere. You know what I'm saying? So I was really out of. I left to go out of town, and I was thugging out of town. I was moving. I was just gonna say that. Let's just say I was doing some stuff out of town. Let's just keep it that way, cause you, like I
Right.
said, we don't want to open up, cause
Right.
I still got pending shit or some pending things or whatnot, or things that could get
Right. I
reopened if I
got
say
you.
too much. You
Uh-huh.
know that though. They
Right.
don't know that, but you know.
Mm-hmm.
So I can't say too much, y'all. But just know I went out of town and I was doing things out of town to provide for my son. So the agreement was, I told her, you know, I love you, but it's not gonna work. But I
Mm-hmm.
don't mind. I will be here for you. I'll be here for our son. I will continue to be your friend. I will continue to be in your corner. You know, whatever you need, like I got you. That's the agreement. So I'm out of town. I'm doing what I'm doing. I'm moving how I'm moving. You know, we ain't talked in months. You know what I'm saying? So it get to a point where now I'm out of town and my son being born. Okay, I'm out of town. I get a phone call. Bloop. Your father like, hey, you need to get down here. I'm like, he like, she about to give birth to the baby. I'm like, man, you about to give birth right now. Yay. I'm trying to hurry up and get there. I missed the birth of my son. Okay, y'all? I missed the birth of my son. That's on me. Because I wasn't there. I should have been there. You know what I'm saying? I missed the birth of my own son. But I got back to town the next day, though. I didn't get there the day of, but I got back the next day. Okay? So when I got back, she didn't want to see me. She was pissed off. She ain't want to see me. She ain't want me. She ain't want to see me. You know what I'm saying? She wasn't trying to have. She wasn't trying to have them let me in the room neither. So I couldn't see my son. I couldn't, you know. So her father made a way for me to see my son when she got out the hospital. All right. So her father was like, "Look, I'm gonna work with you, man. We gonna work it out. I'm talking to my daughter. We gonna see your son." So I said, "Bet. All right, cool." You know what I'm saying? So let me tell y'all something. I'm gonna tell y'all a small story, but I can't tell y'all the whole story. When I ran into her father and I came to see my son, just know I wasn't loafing. All right, and when her father knew what I had on me, he's like, "Hey, you gotta get that out of my car. You can't bring that here." So I had to go put it somewhere. I couldn't carry it in the car. I had to, that's where her father knew I wasn't on no games. He saw it for himself. He was like, "Oh my, like this boy ain't playing." Yeah, I had to, toss my tools somewhere or whatnot, and then we drove off. And I told him I'll catch the bus back because I don't want her father mixed up in none of my mess. I respect my loved ones, y'all, back then, and I still respect my loved ones to this day. I ain't want her father in no mess. That man worked hard to become a pastor, so I wasn't gonna get him mixed up in my mess. So I went to go see my son. Saw my son, I saw her, and I'm like, oh yeah, I'm holding my son. I'm like, oh, he's so, so he's like, I'm like, okay, bet, boom, I got you. I'm looking at him like, I got you, man, forever. Boom, here come Ashley. Like was mugging me, but then she just started smiling. I'm like, what you smiling at? She's like, how you been? I'm like, oh, now you want to know how I been. You know what I'm saying? Now you want to know. All this time, you've been acting all funny, but now you want to know how I been. So I let her tell y'all a little bit of story. I tend to, I tend to let my wife say some things too. I want my wife to tell her side of what happened after that. Then I get back into it a little bit. Go ahead, babe. We got a little
I
bit more
would
time
just,
to
I
tell some
would
more.
just, I was just frustrated by him coming back. I didn't know how to deal with it. Like I said, this is my first child, and I said, you know what, this is. I ain't know how to deal with no baby. This is my first child. So
Hmm.
when his father came back, I didn't want to look at him. I didn't want to deal with it.
Hmm.
So, my dad, like he always do, he know how to bring family together. He talked to me, come on, Ashley, you could do this. I said, all right, Dad, I do. So he came over, my sister got my baby dress and everything, and he came in the house and he sat down on the couch, and my sister brought the baby down. He seen the baby, and he would hold Andrew like this in his arms, and he look at Andrew. Andrew
Hmm.
was so small, like he was like this, but he was a beautiful baby,
Hmm.
and Andrew was beautiful,
Sure was. Oh, that was. That
and
was.
when we used to do stuff like that, then he started coming over to the house. We would do like little things, teaching Andrew to walk, you know, just talking to Andrew,
Hmm.
do movie time and stuff. Just spend time with each other. It was like we was, reconnecting with each other again, and
But
just, you
but
know, go ahead.
but her father. Her father was. Man, her father, her mother was tripping. Like when she moved back in, they was on some goofy. I ain't gonna lie, I'm just being honest. They was on some goofy. That's what I call it, goofy, cause it's like we wasn't even doing that. We sit in the living room like we right here where y'all could see us at, and they still be like, no, 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 no. I could be sitting my arm on her leg, and they be like, like you gonna have to move your arm, and I'd be like, for an arm on a leg, like that's too much. Like You know what I'm saying? Like they was tripping. So they started telling her like because they thought that they were so paranoid about us, you know what I'm saying? Because we had a son out of wedlock
Yeah.
that they were telling her like I couldn't even come to the house. Okay, like I wasn't allowed
Yeah,
at the
come
house.
over.
I was not allowed at the house, so we had to find other ways
Meet up.
to meet up and spend time together. So we started meeting at the mall. We did whatever we could. Like we get our son, we'd go out to the mall sometimes. We'll go to the we'll go out to eat.
Museum.
We'll go to the museum. You know, Air and Space Museum was popular back then.
It
That's
was
before they
beautiful.
reconstructed and did all that. You know, back then it was beautiful. So we go to Air and Space Museum, go down to the monument. You know, wherever we could go, we was going where we was going. That's
Yeah,
how we
we
was
would meet
moving.
up. We would
Meet
meet
up,
up.
no excuses. Like we do things that were, you know, had to do intimately, mentally. You get what I'm saying? That had nothing to do with a sexual level connection. You know what I'm saying?
It was
So
about the baby and just us, you know,
right.
just taking care of our child and getting
hmm
back. We was working on getting
So
back together
so
too.
while this is going on, right?
Hmm.
I'm still into my street ways, okay? So she know it, you know what I'm saying? Then out of nowhere, guess what happened, y'all? The year is about 2017. The year is 2017, all right? It's a year later after my son has been born and all that, because Andrew was born in 2016.
Yes.
So I returned in 2017, I get sick. I know it. I'm getting sick, like I know I can't breathe, you know what I'm saying? Like I'm walking and I'm just like and she looked at me like, you all right? I'm like, I'm good. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was always a tough guy. I always felt like I had to thug it out. I'm like, I'm good. Like, I always told her I'm good. Like, I'm walking. I'm breathing heavy. You know what I'm saying? Like, all this is going on with me. And I know something wrong, but I refuse to go to the doctor. Y'all know how we get sometimes. We think that going to the doctor, we too good to go to the doctor. We too egotistic. We like, oh, we know something wrong, but we don't want to go. You know, I was that type of person. So I'm like, oh, man, da. So I finally like my heart started to give out on me, so I had no choice. You see what I'm saying? I went to the doctor, and when I went there, they automatically took me in for surgery, just like this. You see what I'm saying? There was no wait, no nothing. So I go and I ended up having the surgery, and it was a very, 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 very serious surgery.
Hmm.
And that had been my first surgery. This at the time was my fourth surgery. Okay, because I done had five of open heart surgeries. All right, this is my fourth one. So I went into the surgery, and I didn't know she was dead, but she was dead the whole time. The whole time while I woke up. You know, I had the surgery. I woke up from the surgery. You know, I survived. Thank God. You know, I survived. I pulled out of that, and when I came out of the surgery, she was right there. I didn't know. Like I said, I had a tube down my throat. I woke up, face swollen. You know, I'm looking around. Wasn't nobody allowed downstairs at the time. But she had been crying. She had been there the whole time. She ain't leave for nothing. She had a babysitter for Andrew and all that. She would not leave my side for nothing. Okay? And then when I finally did know that she was dead, knew that my family and everybody else who was coming was there, she was just, let me tell you how real she is. This is why another reason why I love this woman. She did not, y'all, keyword, did not miss a visit. Not one. Not one day. I took a long time to recover from that surgery. I took about a month and a half. For that whole month and a half, she did not miss not one day in that joint. If she could stay the night, she stayed the whole night. She did not miss a day. And she helped me to recover because there was times when I was like, I ain't getting out of bed. They're like, oh, you got to if you don't get out of bed, you're gonna be glued to a wheelchair and for half your life. You gotta learn to walk. I'm like, I ain't getting out of bed. And she sit there and help me get out of bed. She feed me, all that, like help me to get better. Like she was
Hmm.
there, okay? Went through it with me, right? Boom, she's like, I know you're gonna get better. I'm like, man, I don't think so. Boom. So I get better. I get out finally. I'm back in my ways again. I done recovered. I done gotten a blessing. God done spared me again. I'm right back into the streets again, just like I never left. Back out
Hmm.
there, getting into what I'm getting into, getting in trouble, stressing her out. You know what I'm saying? And it got to a point again where we finally actually said it was the end. Like we really broke up this time for real. Like we broke up, and when we broke up this time, we separated for a long time. Like we separated for about what 5 years?
5 years.
5 years. We separated for 5 years at the time. We did 5 years. We separated for 5 years, and during the 5 years, we did a lot of back and forth. You know, like we said things to each other that we shouldn't have said. You know, we went through things that we shouldn't have went through. You know, but deep down inside, everybody knew we still loved each other.
Mhm.
Everybody could see it. They're like, "Man, I know y'all two gonna get back together." I'm like, you can get back with her. You tripping? Like that was just. I mean, some of us men, we just think we are who we are. Like we know we love somebody, but sometimes we feel like if we admit it, we look soft. Especially
Right.
when you come from where I come
Trying to
from.
be tough.
You don't want to look soft. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, I ain't getting, man, you tripping. I ain't getting back with her. I knew I still loved her, but I'm like, I ain't getting back with her. You know, and like we were dating other people going through what we was going through, you know. So here we go again. We talking, you know, we cool. We co-parenting.
Mhm.
Cause when before this time happened, we was on co-parenting level, right? So look, I'm co-parenting with her. I'm doing this. I'm doing that. I'm still thugging. I'm still thugging. I done told y'all before on some of these lives that if you touch the stove too much, God gonna burn you. Okay, this is what I mean. This y'all about to see my point of what I mean by this. I'm thugging. Now remember, all these years that went by, God done spared me too many times already. I done been in shootouts. I done been in fist fights.
Mhm.
I done had surgeries. Okay, real serious surgeries. For those who don't know my condition, as of right now, I have new organs. Okay, I have a heart. I had a heart and lung transplant, but for a long time, I've had open heart surgeries for replacement valves, mechanical valves, all that. These are surgeries that a lot of people go into and do not survive. Okay, there's kids who's had surgeries and did not survive. Okay, there's kids who did not even get to have the surgery and didn't survive. That's why I say I am a living testimony.
Right.
Okay. So, like I said, this is what I'm telling y'all. When God say stop touching that stove, you better stop touching it. I'm still thugging. God done gave me so many blessings. He done already spared me so many times. Okay, I done, like I said, I done did this. I done fist fights, shootouts, you name it. I done did it. Dealing the drugs, I done did it. I'm still doing it. You know what I'm saying? And I'm going into surgeries, coming out alive. You know what I'm saying? So I'm sitting there just thinking I'm happy-go-lucky. Woohoo! You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? What's that Mario say on the Super Mario game? Woohoo! You know,
Mhm.
or Pillsbury Dope Boy, you touch his stomach. Woohoo! You know what I'm saying? I'm just woohoo with it. I'm just having fun. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, I'm touching the stove, and God done told me. Now, I done told y'all on some of these lives before that God done spoken to me before, okay? God done told me already, like, listen, I got something else for you, man. You got to quit. And I'm telling God, like, I'm going to quit when I'm ready. I'm telling God, like, hey, man, I'm going to quit, but I'm going to quit when I'm ready. I'm like, God, I hear you. I'm quitting. I'm quitting. I'm telling him I'm going to quit, but I'm also like, I'm going to quit when I'm ready. I'm testing him. I'm playing around with him, okay? Then I'm still touching the stove. So guess what? I want to keep touching the stove, okay? So guess what he did? He said, okay, son. Okay, you want to keep playing? Now at this point, I'm stressing my mother out, my whole family. Like back then, you gotta understand, I was into it so bad in these streets that a lot of y'all don't know. But I'm gonna keep it real with y'all on this live. My family put out a whole insurance policy on me. We ain't talking about just my mama, my family. Okay, there's more members, and you know there's a lot of members in the family. That's how scared people was for me. I was really out here. Okay, at one point in time, it's the truth. This is like I said, it's a true story. We only telling this to y'all once. This is therapeutic for us, y'all. Like it's bringing us closer as a couple. Like this is how we gain our love and get stronger is
Yeah.
by telling people stuff and doing activities together.
Mhm.
You know, but I'm touching the stove too much. And God like, son, I done told you, okay, and you still playing. Don't touch the stove, y'all, if it's too hot. If he tell you, if you done turned up that notch and he telling you turn it off, you need to turn the stove off. Stop
Right.
playing around with God out here. It's not a game. For
Mhm.
those who think it's a game, you better look at this live and know I'm a living testimony. Stop playing around with God because He will call you home if you ain't careful.
Right.
He will warn you, but after your warning, your time is up. I played too much, and that's how I got caught up. So anyway, as I was saying, so I'm out here still thugging. I'm thinking I'm the luckiest man alive. I'm thinking I'm untouchable, Mr. Untouchable. I done
Mhm.
survived this, I done survived that. You can't tell me nothing. I feel like Kanye West. But out of nowhere, I get sick.
Mhm.
Real sick this time. We ain't talking about like 2017, like the last time. I got real sick this
Mhm.
time. Out of nowhere. It's to the point that I can't even get out of bed. I can't move. You
Mhm.
get what I'm saying? I made it to the couch, okay? I made it to the couch in my living room. And I never left that couch since I made it on that couch in that living room.
Mhm.
Okay. I ended up on the couch. And when I got on the couch, I was stuck on a couch for a month, okay? My brother took care of me the whole month. I was sick. Like I was starting to cough. I couldn't breathe. I get up, I feel like I can't move. I barely can eat. You know what I'm saying? Like my breathing all messed up. So I go to the hospital, and when I go to the hospital or whatnot, I check. I go back and forth to my appointments. But again, I'm barely able to do anything myself. So I had to get help getting downstairs and all that. So I go to the hospital to my appointment, and one day it's about my birthday. It's coming around my birthday. We just gonna move a little forward into the story or whatever. We ain't gonna tell. We can't sit here all day on this live. Our story is long. We got a long story, so we trying to tell y'all the best version of it as to where we can get y'all out of here and get ourselves out of here, get back to our children. But like I said, I got sick and I'm going to my appointment. So on my birthday, now this is my birthday last year, y'all. Oh, by the way, for y'all who still tuned into this live, y'all congratulate me please in these comments because it has marked 1 year.
Yeah.
Today, right now, as we speak, December 31st marks 1 year since I checked into the hospital last year at Inova to have my surgery, and I survived. So y'all congratulate me on here. I checked in and did my 4 months in the hospital starting today. So I did it. I did that. God had me. Let's celebrate it up. Let's clap it up. I survived it. This is my 1 year. It's my 1 year. I'm still here. Okay.
That's
so it's celebrating. Today's a celebration,
Yes,
so I'm still here. Amen. I'm here. I'm a whole new year, a whole new me now. So I check in on my birthday. So last year in August, I'm not gonna tell y'all what day. Y'all don't need to know what day, but August is my birthday month. So I check in. I go to the hospital in August, and I go on my birthday, and they tell me like, we looking into it, and we just found out to run a test that you have too much fluid over here. You got too much going on in your pulmonary system, and it's affecting your heart. Because I had a mechanical valve at the time. They like, we're gonna have to, your heart trying to shut down on you. We're gonna have to send you into a hospital. So automatically on my birthday, I had to check into the hospital. So now I started doing my months, my bed in the hospital right away. So from August all the way until December, I did time in another hospital, August to December. But right, not even about 3 days after I checked into the hospital in August, I found out I had 5 months to live. You imagine that? I'm like, some kind of birthday this is. You know what I'm saying? I was shocked. And guess what? For y'all who listening right now, I'm gonna tell y'all, I'm in that hospital. I found I got 5 months to live. I'm sitting there. When you in the hospital, you got a lot of time to think. It ain't nobody in there but you and the walls and God. You got a lot of time to think. So when I'm in there, I'm reflecting on my whole life like it's a movie. Okay? I'm sitting there thinking because I got nothing but time to think. Okay? And while I'm thinking, I hear God telling me like, hey, I told you, son. I told you. That's all I remember. God, like I told you. God, like I told you, son. That's all he said. I'm not, like I said, this is our true story. Okay, so we're gonna tell it to y'all, whether y'all feeling it, whether y'all believe it or not. It's our truth. God told me right there. He's like, I told you, son. That's all I heard him say. And I'm just like, dang, like, like he did, like. So I'm in there, I do my bid, and I found out I got 5 months to live. So they didn't know if I was gonna make it or not. They were like, you gotta find you gotta get, you can't get no regular surgeries no more. You gotta get a heart and lung transplant. It's like, but the question is, can you even get the heart and lung transplant? Because you've already had 4 open heart surgeries. You've been cut open too many times already. You got so much scar tissue in your chest, we don't know if we can do it. So they're like, if we can't do it, we're gonna have to put you in a transitional home. For those of y'all don't know what a transitional home is, a transitional home is where they put you at, they make you comfortable, and they get you comfortable until it's time for you to pass away. Your family members come visit you, your kids, whoever, but you stay there until you die. Okay? That's what a transitional home is. They prepare you to transition over to the next side of life. They make you comfortable for your last couple months. But God had me, y'all. God had mercy on my soul. And that's something that I don't take for granted. God had mercy on my soul. Because I didn't know if I was gonna be able to move or not. Like they were trying to figure it out for months. That's why I stayed so long. And then December came, like I said, on this day right here. That's right. I can smile, babe. I can smile today. I can smile. It's my day. Who cares? It's my day.
Yep.
On this
I
day,
know that's right.
I got the call. I got the call right before the other day. Got the call to come in today, 1 year ago, to
Yes.
check into Inova. Hello, Inova Hospital. Shout out to y'all. Okay, to check in with y'all. I came in to check in. And I checked into the hospital, and they did, you know, they said we gonna work with you. You know what I'm saying? And I went in, and guess what? When I went in, guess what? I went in for real, and I went through a lot of testing. It was not easy. It was not easy though. That preparing for a transplant, getting tested for a transplant to see if you qualify, it's not easy.
Yeah.
A lot of families go through it and they don't get to qualify. You know, a lot of people don't. Some people ain't even strong enough to get through that testing. It was a lot on my body, it was a lot on my mind, but I had that strong mental.
Yeah.
And I said, you know, God got me. I'm gonna be all right. You know, God was with me. He put his angels around me to give me the strength to continue forward. Like they say, God don't give you more than you can handle. God knew that he was gonna shut me down, but he knew I was strong enough to get built back up.
Right.
Okay? And that's what he did for me. So I went through, I had a surgery. You know what I'm saying? When I had the surgery, Ashley was praying for me. I didn't know. I ain't know. For those of y'all who know our story, we ain't got to tell the long story. But I went through the transitional world. And when I was in the transitional world, God was able, you know, I was showing her. God was able, because when I went in the transitional world, I went from heaven to hell, for those who don't know. And it wasn't the actual hell. It was a pit stop version of hell, okay? The transitional world is a pit stop between heaven and hell, before where you stay at until you decide you're going to transition fully. That's what it is. But I was there in hell, on the hell side for a minute. And when I was there, the devil, you know, he was trying to mess with my mind and stuff. And even when he showed me my wife, he was like, God he somehow put her through. You know what I'm saying? Was able to shine a light and put her through while she was praying for me. And I saw her say, like, I loved him. I really, you know, I didn't want him for this. I just didn't know how to express it. You know what I'm saying? And I really care about him. Like, I just want to be with him. Like, please save him, spare him. You know what I'm saying? Like, he got so much to do. You know, he got kids that love him. Like, I believe I can help this man. Just give me one chance when I promise you, like, I'm going to do right by him. I know that's the man for me. I've always loved him, you know. And I saw this. That's how strong a real soul tie is. Even when y'all ain't been together a long time, you cannot get in the way of what real love is. Real love has soul ties that just can't be broken.
Right.
Some things can't be broken. Ours can't be broken. I felt it in the transitional world. So even the devil was shocked. He was like, see? That's who you should have married right there. That's the one you should have been with. I like her. He liked her. I don't know. That's weird for me to say this because everybody know you to be a Christian woman, but it ain't had nothing to do with her. Don't mix her up with the devil just because I said that. I'm telling you what he told me, okay? And God shined her through because of the fact that God has that kind of power to bring her into the transitional world. That's how powerful God is, okay? He was able to reveal it. It's just that the devil was shocked. He couldn't say nothing. He was just that shocked. You know what I'm saying? So, long story short, I come out the coma. You know what I'm saying? I woke up. I ain't gonna tell no long story about the transitional world. But I woke up, you know, I came out, and when I came out, I ain't remember too much. I ain't have too much of a good memory. But as my memory started coming back, you know, I started, you know, to remember numbers and everything. And I was being told by the nurses, like, your baby mother keep calling you. I'm like, what baby mom? I'm like, baby mom keep calling me. I'm like, oh, which one? I'm like, God, I'm hoping. I'm just saying, I'm just thinking, like, I hope it's Ashley. Now, remember, at the time, we had strong soul ties, but I'm still, you know, we ain't been through so much. I'm still a little mad at her. You know what I'm saying? So I saw her in the transitional world, and I remember what I was told. If I ain't remember nothing else, I remember what I was told. You know what I'm saying? So when she reached out to me, she was like, hey, how you doing? You okay? Because it's funny because the same day, this is how God work, y'all. The day that she reached out to me and came and kept calling, that's the same day that I was able to actually fully talk again. The same day. Can y'all imagine that? Not the day before, not a week later, the same day. That's how strong it is. I was able to talk. So tell them what you was doing. Tell them about your prayer. Like, some women want to know. Okay. I'm pretty sure some of our viewers want to know how strong prayer really is. Won't you tell them a little bit about what happened when I was in that coma and how prayer works when you really love somebody, and things that you can do, and how God sits there and he helps people through and brings love into place when it's necessary and
Right.
heals.
Okay.
What you tell them about that?
Okay, so what I did was when he told me, I believe it was Saturday, and it had to be, I would say, it had to be, I believe, I can't remember the month.
It wasn't Saturday. It was like a
It
Wednesday
had
or
to be,
Thursday.
no, it had to be a Saturday.
Was it Saturday?
It was Saturday. I'll never forget. It was Saturday.
Okay, it was Saturday, y'all. It was. Right.
When he called and he said they about to gonna do the surgery, Ash. I said now, and he said yeah, they gonna do it. So my first thought was I need to start praying. I just had to. I worry about the kids, worry about him, then worry about myself. So, me and my son, and my daughter, we would pray for him. Just pray. I would pray 6 times a day. I would pray, and I would when I pray, I would say, Lord, forgive me for the things that I have done. I would say, Lord, bring him back. I need him. And I was just being pacific with God. I was saying, don't let him go. Don't let him go now. We need him. And I would talk to God and I would cry like my breath then left my body. And I was like, God, like, don't do this. You know. And I was just thinking, this is the truth. I was just thinking, I was like, what if he not here no more? What we gonna do? I said, God, just help us get, I'm praying out to God, and God, he heard my prayer. God heard me, and God told me what to do. He said, just fast. I had to fast 10 days, and I was crying, and I was being pacific with God. I said, God, I need him. I love him. I just change his heart to be, a God-fearing man. Change his life, make him holy, make him a man, just make him live right, get his life together. I was more focused on his lifestyle. His life needed to be changed. So I was specific with God when I prayed. I said, God, help him to change his lifestyle, help him to, go to church more, help him to be a God-fearing man. And I will also tell God, I will say, how I would say, because I'm a woman, I would say, I'm crying out, and I would say to God, I need him, you know, I got kids, and I said, God, I need him and everything, and I'm just crying. My aunt, she was here. Sometimes I would have my breakouts, and I would cry, and she said, "Ashley, you okay?" I said, "No." I said, I need a moment. And so she would watch my kids. Sometimes I would, wash clothes. I would have my moment where I would cry because I didn't know how to handle it. Because I'm like, when you hear somebody having a heart surgery, any surgery, you don't want to be trying to prepare for a funeral. I'm just being honest. So I said, Lord, just don't take him. Don't take him. Just change his life around. And when he called me, I knew specifically that he changed. When he said we started talking, it was like a whole change over
Let
him.
me tell y'all straight up, like God works in mysterious ways, y'all. That's something that we want y'all to get out of this live. Like, love is a beautiful thing, and just having a relationship with God and knowing that God can do different things for different people is a beautiful thing. Because I'm gonna tell y'all, like, had God not came to me, or had I not went through what I went through again, you know what I'm saying? I could have been gone from here. I could have been gone. Like, I could have got killed in them streets. You know what I'm saying? I could be doing a 30-year, 40-year bid. Or even so, coming out of the surgery, I could have came out of that surgery and still felt like I got lucky and went back to touching that stove. But like I said, what really it was an eye opener for me was there was two things that opened my eyes up to those of y'all who listening right now that really woke me up. For one, I already told y'all, God had came to me when I was in the hospital and told me, I told you, son. You know what I'm saying? Like, the fact that God had already told me, like, I told you. You know what I'm saying? I already knew, like, he was letting me know, like, I told you, kept touching that stove, I was going to burn you, right? He did it for a reason, because he knew that he can bring me through. The second thing I want y'all to understand from watching this also is that rebirth is real. Like, man, becoming a whole different person can happen for anybody. like the way that God works, he works in mysterious ways. Okay, because he was able to change my heart and my mind. Because what I went through when I came out of transitional world, let me tell you what I saw before I left. The last thing that I saw that woke me up and opened my eyes up, other than what God told me before I had the surgery and all that, was being in the transitional world. When I came out, before I came out, I had saw myself laying in that hospital bed. All the times I had surgery, I never been to the transitional world. So this was my first time, and when I went through, God allowed me to go through the process I went through for a reason. Seeing myself laying in that hospital bed was serious business for me. I'll never forget it. If I don't remember nothing else about what I went through and what I saw in that transitional world, I'll never forget seeing myself laying in that bed, swollen, all that, tube down my throat, all that. That alone, when I came and opened my eyes up, woke me up. When I came out of that coma, I was reborn for real. And I mean reborn. I'm talking about my mind was different. Okay? How I operate, how I carry myself was different. You see what I'm saying? Like everything I was doing was different. How these are, the days and times and dry a type of or what type of fast. I'm gonna let you answer that question right there. I don't know too much about that. God
Well,
decided for
I'm
me.
gonna tell you this, and this is the truth. I knew that I was going through so much, and when I listened to God, when God tell me to do something, I obey Him. All I knew was I was going through so much, and I reached out to one of my sisters in Christ. I told her, I'm going through some things, and she was telling me how to, how to fast. So I picked a number. I said 10. I said 10 days. I'm going to fast.
Mm-hmm.
I did the ten days because I was going through so much, and you know, I just knew because God told me it's time. It's time for you to fast. Anytime you're going through so much in your life, it's time for you to fast because God trying to tell you, I need time with you. That's what he basically saying. So if y'all going through some things, you just fast and God will help you, to pull through it. That's how I
Yeah.
knew when it was time for me to fast. I was going through a lot. I was dealing with my son. I was dealing with my own self. I'm dealing with my own problems. Then, on top of that, the man that I love is in a hospital getting open heart surgery. That's another a bump on my head. Oh, that's too much to deal with. So
Mm-hmm.
I had to fast. I fast. When you fast and pray, that's how God, he talk to you, tell you what you need to do.
Right.
But fasting and praying it draws you closer to God. It helps you to listen to God and it humbles you.
Mm-hmm. So we want finish telling our story to y'all, cause we gotta get back to our kids. Y'all know how it go when you parents, but oh yeah, we gotta do something else as well. That my wife just told me we had some other business to handle. We got business to handle other than our kids too. So, but we want to finish telling y'all our story because, like I said, it's very therapeutic for us. So we gonna cut some things out, cut it down short.
Hmm.
So look, like I said, I came out reborn after seeing everything I saw. My mind was different. How I spoke was different. You know what I'm saying? Like when I came out, first off, coming out after all that time and spending all them days and all that stuff, I was no longer swollen. Like I was real skinny. Okay, y'all. When I finally got the tubes out of my throat and got to see myself, I was skinny as heck. I ain't never been that skinny in my life. I probably ain't been that skinny since I was a newborn baby, to be honest.
Hmm.
I ain't never been that skinny. I was so skinny it was ridiculous. Like it was crazy.
Hmm.
Like I looked like I could see my bones. Like I was looking real terrible.
Hmm.
But I was real skinny coming out of it. So I had a different look, first off. On top of that, like I said, my mind was different. Like I was no longer thinking about the streets. Like the only thing I was thinking about was how I wanted to move. Like all I said was I wanted to, spend time with my children when I get out of here. I wanna not only just spend time with my children, but I wanna see the woman that I love and spend time with the woman that I love. I wanna stay out the way and get money, but do it the right way. I wanna come up with a plan and figure out how I'm gonna do it. So a lot of things and a lot of ways that I was moving was different. Also, y'all, I started to, read. I started to get into, reading the Bible a little bit. I ain't really. I opened it for a little bit and kind of was like, nah, I ain't really, too much into this. I don't know too much about this yet, so I'm gonna just put that to the side. But I was praying more and talking to God, letting him know, like, God, I hear you. I'm not messing around no more. I ain't playing. Like, I'm serious, like serious business. So when Ashley, the chosen one that y'all know, my wife, of course, when she was talking to me, we was better. Like when she spoke to me, I told her straight up. I said, listen, I'm different. I want to go to church. Like I no longer even move the same. Like I'm more appreciative of my life. My kids come to see me. I just want to be a dad to my kids. Like me and Ashley, we wasn't even on something like trying to be in a relationship type situation. We was more so just like cool with being friends and co-parent and just talking. But we fell back in love with each other. The more we talked, we fell back in love with each other. Like she was shocked. She was like, "Wow, you really are different." And I was like, "Yeah." I wasn't even trying to go back into the streets. I wasn't trying to do nothing but focus my life on doing all positive things. You know what I'm saying? Whatever worked with me as far as not dealing with the street life. That's what I was on. And Ashley and I, we talked more and we grew closer. My mind, like I said, I came up with a more positive way to get money. I told y'all I strategized when I was in that hospital. The whole time I was gone away. So when I came out, I had money, but it didn't have to. I ain't had to do it through the streets. You know what I'm saying? So things were better for us. We was more better on the financial end. She have her money. She doing what she doing, and she able to get by how she got by, and I had my money, and we were just making it work. And on top of that, we didn't care about the money. Because we knew where we went wrong the first time. Like I said, we were young. It was about the arguments over money. We promised each other like we ain't gonna hit each other head for that. So our focus is each other. So we started praying together, talking more, and we grew close and we fell back in love. So the whole time in the hospital, we talking all day, every day. It's like we didn't waste no time. So I finally came home. Like I said, I did 4 months in the hospital. I came in on December 31st, and I left in April. So I did 4 months. And when I came home, I had to recover. I think for about a month and a half. So I had to recover for about a month and a half before I could go anywhere. So while I was in the house, she'd check on me, make sure I'm okay. We'd be talking, and when I finally, I started to come see her. I came to spend time with her. Both a couple of y'all might go way back. You'd have to go way back to the first time you saw me. But if you see me on one of these pre-recorded live videos that we did back in April, or was it April? No, about Mayish or close to June, you would see the difference between me back then and now. I was real skinny. Okay, so like I said, we were spending more time together and we grew closer, and we promised each other we was never gonna leave each other again. Like seriously, like. I told her, I said, as we going closer, we focus on God. She's telling me like, look, if we going to be together, we're gonna do things differently. We gotta do it right this time. Like, no, grinding or doing none of that before marriage. No, doing other things before marriage. Like she was serious. She's like, I'm God in my life. You gotta put God in your life. Like we gotta be serious. So we spent more time on the mental, just spending time with each other, enjoying each other, going on dates, rebuilding the bond, just doing things that we were doing, and we grew closer. And I decided like God came to me. Okay, I'm just being honest with y'all. God came to me, and He was telling me like, marry that woman. And then I'm like, marry her? Now remember, I told you I grew closer to God, so I have this relationship with God. God talking to me now more often, every now and then. So He's like, marry that woman. I'm like, marry her? I'm like, what? Like, marry her? What are you talking about? He's like, you need to marry her. So I said, okay. I said, well God, when? When should I marry her? So God was like, maybe between about September. He just told me, he was just telling me like probably September or October, So I called her, I said, guess what? She said, what? I said, God spoke to me. She said, God spoke to you? What did God say? I said, He told me to marry you. And she's like, that's crazy because God spoke to me too. Because she had been saying for the longest that God told her that I was going to be her husband. Like I was the right one for her, that God gave her the answer. Because for those of y'all that don't know her story, for what happened while we were separated, she was with a different man that wasn't treating her right. Some of y'all know, some of y'all don't know. But that wasn't her husband. God told her I was her husband, okay? So while God is, he telling me to marry her and everything, she's like, that's crazy, because God, he spoke to me too. So God told me I was supposed to be her husband, and I told her that. And I told her, she said, well, this her right here, excited. Now she back and I can get on her, right? I'm about to get on you. You know I'm going to get on you, babe. So I'm about to get on. So God, when I told her that, she got so excited. She's like, oh, babe, when we going to get married? This her excited. When we going to get married?
Yep.
We going to get married. I'm like, chill. God told me. He said between like September, October-ish, but I'm gonna work it out. I'm gonna get it done. So she's like, stop playing. This is exactly how she is. This is exactly how she is. She did not believe what I was saying because she thought I was playing, right? She was like, you're playing. Stop playing. I'm like, I'm dead serious. I'm gonna marry you. God told me to marry you. I'm going to do what God told me to do. He said, you're the right woman for me. I've been through this for the longest. She been with me through thick and thin. But the question about marriage, marriage is a questionable thing sometimes. Yes. People get married and it don't work out. We see it all the time in this generation. So she wasn't sure if I was playing or serious, right? But I was like, God told me to marry you. So I was like, I'm going to do it. God told me to do it. I'm going to do it. So I'm out there running around, ripping and running, boom. I come to her and I say, okay, look. And it's funny, this is how you know when God makes something meant to be. Because right before we were supposed to get married, I only needed to get one thing. One thing, and out of nowhere, one day we get into a cab and I lose my wallet. And this wallet, see me, I'm wild like that. I'm not used to bank accounts and all this. I'm used to carrying my money in bank rolls, doing the. So I had all my stuff in one wallet. I didn't know nothing about leaving your social security card at home, leaving this at home, the important stuff. You know what I'm saying? I had to have everything on me. That's how I always was. And so I lost my wallet. So all of a sudden we thinking like, dang, like, I'm supposed to be marrying her. Like, it's supposed to happen. They must not going to happen now because it's going to take a while to get all this stuff back because I don't have the information I need to get it. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, dang, it might not happen this year. God told me September, y'all. Now remember, God told me, y'all who listening, remember I just said this. God told me September. So I'm thinking, okay, it's not going to happen because like I said, I didn't have my information to get my ID. I ain't had my information to get all them other things. But guess what? Guess what fell through for me? My other mom who took me in when I was young, she like a mother to me. Took me in when I was young. She had a copy of my birth certificate. I'm not talking about a copy. When I say a copy, I'm not talking about paper. I'm talking about the real thing. She had an actual extra birth certificate and an actual extra social security card with my number on it. So I had all that running around and stressing. God had made it happen. She said, I'm going to send it to you. You need it? I'm going to send it to you. I got that. And then I was able to take those two things down to the DMV and got my ID. Now, y'all see how God work, right? Y'all see that? That's proof that God do. When he say something going to happen, it's going to happen. Because right then and there, it's a couple days after, we went down to the courthouse and we got married.
Yep.
We got married. Hello, y'all.
Around.
Hello.
Yep.
Hello.
Yep.
We've been inseparable since. We've been inseparable since. We've been locked in. We 8 years into this. We 8 years in.
Yep.
And almost we getting closer and closer to a year merge. We almost there. God said September and it happened in September. So when God say something gonna happen to y'all who don't know, he mean business.
Yes. Thank you, Cool Gent.
Cool
Thank
Jen,
you, everyone.
We appreciate
it.
y'all. We appreciate y'all. You know what I'm saying?
God is good.
God is good. Amen. 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 Anything else you want to add to the story, babe? You want to tell them? Tell them a little bit about something that you might want to tell them about the story that they might not have heard from your side before we get off this live.
No, I just wanted to tell them, it's okay to change for the person you love.
Oh, yeah.
It's okay to change.
I still have back problems sometimes.
It's okay. It's okay to change.
I'm sure she know that.
It's okay to change for the person you love. You see, even though his lifestyle was different from me, I still encouraged him. I still was there for him. I still was uplifting him. I never gave up on him. And, he would teach me things as well. And if you love somebody, you make it work. You make it work if you love each other. And you do what you got to do for one another. Even if you gotta cry, like you keep encouraging him. I'm here for you. I need you to change. I need you to get yourself together. And that's how I was on him. I was on him just like that, pushing him to change. Always encourage him every day.
Mm-hmm.
And it's okay, you know. And I just wanted to say, you know, if you love that person, you know, take them to your church. Pray for one another. Start going to church together. You know, when I brought him to my church, I introduced him to my dad. I want him to be my father.
Mm-hmm.
I knew I liked him, you know. I wanted to meet my dad. I wanted
Right.
my father to meet the man that I love. So you gotta just be honest with yourself and be honest with others as well. And God will take care of it.
Yeah, you take care of it.
Hmm.
And to those who still viewing right now, I want y'all to know, when God says it's meant to be, it's meant to be.
Hmm.
It's meant to be. I'm telling y'all right now, marriage is not easy. Okay, it's not. It's not. It's not. It's not something that you sit there, you jump into, and it's like I could do this overnight, or it's gonna be easy. You know what I'm saying? It's sweet. Like y'all, a lot of y'all go looking for the perfect partner. Y'all think y'all gonna get the person that is gonna be perfect 24 hours a day,
Nope.
7 days a week. You know what I'm saying? Y'all think y'all gonna have a smooth walk, and the moment it get rough, y'all ready to run. You know what I'm saying? Y'all gone like ghosts. Boof. I'm gone. Trying to
Hmm.
find the next one to fulfill the void. Merge ain't easy, but when God say it's meant to be, it's meant to be. Me and my wife, we've been married since September, and throughout the time, we've had our ups and downs. We've
Yes.
had our ups and downs. We go through it. See, y'all see us when we on this camera. Y'all be like, we read y'all comments. We love y'all. So those
Hmm.
who know us, we love y'all. We read y'all comments all the time, but y'all always trying to. I want to let y'all know, and I've gotten on my wife about this too. Y'all always want to make it seem like we the most couple to look up to, but be honest with y'all, don't look at our lives and look up to us.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like we appreciate the love that we get from y'all. We love it. You know what I'm saying? But don't look up to us and look at us as the role models. You know what I'm saying? Cause we ain't no role model. We go through it just like y'all.
Yeah.
When we turn this camera off, we got days where we wake up and it's like, oh baby, how you doing this morning? Then we got times where it's like, we get into it. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Like we get to that in a second, but we got our times, but
Hmm.
we love each other. We in this to the end. God told me this my partner. I'm in this to the wheels fall off, till God until God say it's time.
Right.
Even when he called me home, I'm still gonna be running. I told her this myself, just like I'm telling y'all on this live. Even when I'm in the spur, I'm gonna be right here in the bedroom knocking like,
Yes.
hello, I'm here. Do you see me? I'm not never leaving her side. I'm gonna be forever over top of her. I'm gonna protect her lover, her friend for life. I will never ever.
Hmm.
And she know this because I'm not just standing for the camera because I tell her this all the
Tell me this
time.
all the
All
time.
the time. I will never ever find another woman who could fill my soul the way that she do. If I'm down and out, she the only person who can make me smile. I tell her all the time, like I could be the Hulk right now. Like I could be beast and mad as heck. And you know what I'm saying, ready to get into something, and she be the only one who could calm me down. My family members could be right there and be like, chill out, and there ain't no chilling out. She the only one who could bring me down to normal. You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? Like when I'm sick, this woman take care of me. She there for me. When I'm going through it, she there for me. She see me for who I am. She accept me as I am.
Hmm.
This the only woman who came in my life and helped me to change. None of the
Hmm.
women cared about me enough to help me
Right.
change. If I never met her, I probably wouldn't even be here. And I told her that plenty of times.
Hmm.
The fact that she spoke life into me from the beginning helped to
Hmm.
even open the doors that God wanted to open for me to change. Because that's how I even started to even know who God was. I knew who God was. Everybody heard about God, but I never even thought about him
Right.
until I met her. So this woman right here is everything to me. Like I don't care what she say. That's why I always tell her like I love what she do on this camera for y'all. I love how she get up every morning, she do what she do. But I also tend to tell her like don't forget about your family.
Right.
I also tell her like listen, don't forget about, you know what I'm saying? Sometimes you gotta rest, babe. You gotta focus. We gotta focus on us. You know what I'm saying? Because at the same time, yeah, you got your fan base. You got people that love you, and I know why you do what you do, and I support you 100%, just like you support me. But also remember that we have to make time for each other because when these cameras gone and they cut off, or when this is all said and done, if they take this away from us tomorrow, hold
Right.
on, y'all. Thank you. Huh?
No.
No. Water. Kids.
Mm-hmm.
We got kids, y'all. Y'all know that. But you know, like I tell her, if they take this, if they take this YouTube, you know, like I said, I do music. They take my music away from me tomorrow. All we gonna have is each other. So we have to put each other first.
Right.
All times. Like this my heart. You know what I'm saying? Ain't nothing I won't do for her. Ain't nothing she won't do for me. We in this until the end. So that's what I'm trying to tell y'all. When God says it's meant to be,
Yes.
it's meant to be. That's why you got to have a real relationship with God, because only the Almighty King and the ruler can tell you what's meant for you.
Yes.
You can guess all day long. You can run through 1,000 partners.
Mm-hmm.
You can meet somebody and think they the one, they not the one. But when God says it is, it is.
Right.
Because God gave me her from 2015.
Mm-hmm.
And look at where we're at now, and look at where we're going. I told her straight up, and I'm telling y'all, I don't care what we go through and how rough it get. I'm not leaving her. We're not going nowhere. We in this to the end.
Mm-hmm.
This woman done stuck with me through thick and thin for 8 years.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So take that to heart. You know what I'm saying? Always remember that. She said, I'm not trying to idolize y'all marriage. However, I do appreciate how raw and authentic y'all are with us, because a lot of people try to save face, but y'all about it and spitting knowledge. Yeah, like, you know, I appreciate that. Like, can you pin that comment right there? You allowed to pin that?
Hold on.
You pin that? Yeah, we appreciate you, Cassandra. Is it Cassandra? Kayandra XOXO. We appreciate that, like, for real. We appreciate it. Yeah, we don't play around with this. You know what I'm saying? Like, my wife is more the prophet and one who does these things. But me, I come on time to time and just, you know, I tell my truth, or I speak to y'all whenever God give me something to say. You know, I'm still trying to get myself together in life. You know, and I'm honest with it. You know, and because I don't believe in spitting, you know, non-facts.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's me. Like, I wouldn't want nobody to get on camera and lie to me.
Right.
I don't lie to nobody. Where I come from, I come from the streets, and that's just me as an individual. I live by a certain code, and one of them, one of my codes is there ain't no faking and fronting.
Mm-hmm.
I've always been that way. Stay solid 100%. So, you know, I keep it real when I come on here, just like she do, and I still got my days. Like, I do my music, and when I do my music, you know, my music ain't perfect. Like, I don't get on my music. I don't want y'all to get on here and think that when I'm doing my music, I'm talking about, like, just because I change, I'm talking about God. Because I'm learning to reflect my music in a different direction now. You know, when I do my music, like, I have my album coming out called Beating All Demons soon. You know what I'm saying? And it's more positive. There's only like 2. I think when I let you hear, it was like, what, 2 or 3 curse words in the whole album? Out of all the songs? 2 or 3 curse words in it, but mostly positivity. I'm used to cursing in all my music.
Yes.
She'll tell you all my music has cuss words in it. Every song has cuss words in it. But I'm learning to move in a different direction with my therapeutic. This album was very therapeutic for me, because it's about a lot of darkness I went through and coming out of it. But I'm learning to move in a different direction, but I'm still trying to work on getting myself better.
Right.
So that's a one day at a time thing that I'm working on myself. And like I said, for those who y'all watch my lives, including Cool Gent who on here, you know, y'all know me enough to know. I tell y'all, I still have my days where I struggle with the streets. Matter of fact, I'm gonna be honest with y'all. This is how real I keep it. Just yesterday, me and my wife was talking. And when me and my wife was talking yesterday, I told my wife, I said, look, I'm about to go get me some money. And she's like, well, you already about to get some money. You know what you talking about? I'm like, I'm gonna get me some money, you know, like, for real, like, not playing. Yeah, come back in a minute. Didn't I say come back, Drew?
He said I can't play football.
Okay.
That's
Go tell
Andrew.
Sean I said
That's
it.
our
Say hi.
7.
No.
Say hi.
That's our
Say hi.
7-year-old
Say
son
hi.
that
This
we
my
had.
guy. This our son that we told y'all about, Andrew. I got plenty of kids, as y'all can see. Hold on, let's let them see the family. Let's show them. Junior, come here.
It's Junior.
Come here. So y'all, as y'all know, hold on. Some of y'all don't know all of our kids. Y'all only see Andrew and Anita. So look,
It's
hold on.
right.
Back up. Oh, he just knocked over the water. Oh my goodness.
It's okay.
Okay, it's all right. All right, come here. Let me show y'all. Come here, Drew. Andrew, come here. Stop it. Calm down. Come on. Okay, this is Andrew right here. This is our son that we had together. This is Andrew. Okay, now outside of Ashley and I, these are the kids that I have right here. This is our whole family right here. This is Royalty. This is my daughter right here. This is my other daughter, other than Anita. This is my other son. This is Chunks. Okay, y'all. This is Chunks. And this is my oldest son right here. This is Rashad right
My
here.
Instagram is a senior until Ray. Yes, sir. You know
Boy,
what it is.
we ain't doing no promoting on here.
Senior
Come on, y'all. Go on out there. We ain't doing no promoting.
Eternal Ray or Eternal
This ain't no promo. Come on, man. We was introducing y'all. We weren't doing no promo. Go ahead, Roy. Daddy,
They is funny. You.
So, those my kids, you know.
He was telling y'all his Instagram. I hope y'all got it.
So look, hey, my oldest for those, Drew. Come on, man. You keep running in and out.
Come on, we try to talk to them.
Deshaun wrote me play.
Okay, well, go play. Put the lock, close the door. Don't come back in until we finish. Thank you. Love you. Kids, man, we love them. But look, for like I said, my oldest child that I have is 14. Okay, I got a 14-year-old daughter. She's about to be 15. Some of y'all who parents, you know, teenagers it's rough having teenagers. It's rough. But you know, today we got all the kids together. This is how we do. Like I said, when you become one with somebody, they'll like become a part of y'all's.
Gotta adjust to everything.
You gotta adjust to everything. You know, but we working on things and we getting better one day at a time. It's a work in progress. Every day is a work in progress. But we just thanking God for where we at. We taking things one day at a time. We growing and getting better. I'm changing my direction as a person with my music, and music is therapeutic for me. This album I did is not. Beating on Demons was very therapeutic for me because, well, I'm gonna tell y'all before I get off this live. When I was in the hospital, I go back and forth to my appointments all the time. I do. I have to. She makes me do it, okay? I got days where I say I'm not going, okay? But she makes me do it. She makes sure I stay on top. She makes sure that I'm on top of my health. When I go to my appointments, you know, I go and then they see like, they say, you know, they see and they be like, you know, have you ever thought about therapy? You know what I'm saying? Like people always saying like I need therapy or something. You know what I'm saying? Like, but they don't realize like I've been in the streets for so long, been through so much. I still suffer from PTSD. Like I've realized I've done things that I can't come back from. You know what I'm saying? So they don't understand that. So my way of getting all that out was I made my album, Beating on Demons, because that's exactly what I'm doing. I'm announcing like, look, I'm not gonna live in the darkness no more. It's time for me to live in the light. That's what it's about, you know. And so that's what I'm on. I'm moving in a different direction. I don't do the music for the glorification and I don't be doing it for everybody to go spend money and all that. You know, I do it because it's therapeutic to me.
Yes.
I don't expect, you know, people do go check it out and I appreciate those who do, but I do it because it's therapeutic. That's what it's about for me. I get something out of it. Like I told my wife when we talked about the album, when she listened, I was like, this album, like, I feel good when I listen to it. Like, I go through some things, and when I listen to it, I can play any type of song, and it keeps me from going into them situations, okay? Right. Music is therapy for a lot of people. It is for me. You know what I'm saying? Like no games, you know? And I still got my days when I struggle, like I told y'all. The other day, my wife and I had a conversation, and I was telling her, like, I feel like as a husband, I do the best I can. But I told her, like, because we honest with y'all on these cameras. We don't play around, you know. And I told her, but I still, you know, got my days where I still feel like I'm not a good enough husband. You know what I'm saying? And I told her, I said, because I said financially, yeah, I had money, okay? I do what I can. But I said, you my wife. I don't like to see you struggling. Like, I don't like to see you have to, you know, like, I hope the best I can. Like, I keep food in here. You know what I'm saying? I try to help with the bills. You see our lights is on. We not hurting. You know what I'm saying? I try to help with the bills, but when I see my wife say stuff like, oh, the phone bill is kind of running late. You know what I'm saying? Like, as a man, that's a lot on me from somebody that's used to being able to say, okay, it's nothing. Hey, take this. You know what I'm saying? Well, to go through that, I told her the other day, I'm like, man, listen, I ain't going to lie. I've been having thoughts about getting back in the game. You know what I'm saying? But I can't do it. I'm like the devil playing with my mind right now. He trying to play with me, but God got me. You know what I'm saying? I'm not worried about it. God got me. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm not gonna let him get to me. Because in the end of the day, I know what God told me.
Right.
I can't touch that stove. I told my wife, I said, I can't touch that stove no more because I'm not gonna get lucky this time. They ain't gonna come. He ain't gonna spare me no more. He already warned me, you know. And my wife, you know what she did? Let me tell y'all. Back up, babe, real quick. Let me back you up for a second. I'm sorry, y'all. But let me just say this real quick. Back up for a second. My wife told me this yesterday, and this is exactly why I love this woman. This is important. My wife told me when I said that, she looked me dead in my eyes because I was about to break down. And a lot of people who know me know I don't cry. You know what I'm saying? I'm not crying. But I was about to break down. My wife told me, she said, I don't care nothing about how much you struggle. If we struggle, we're going to struggle together. I got you. Just like you got me. She's like, you don't have to go back to doing nothing. I don't want you in that life. I'm not going to lose you. It don't matter if God said or didn't say. She's like, I'm not going to lose you because I love you. She was like, you're good enough for me. You're a great husband. You provide. You do the best you can. That's all you can do is the best you can. She said, I'd rather have you providing the best you can and staying out of trouble and struggling than to have you providing all the time and I lose you to these streets or I lose you another way. Or, like I said, she told me, or God said there and say you touch the stove and I lose you forever. You know what I'm saying? But just to see that recertification, just for her to sit there, look me in my eyes and assure me that she loved me and she didn't have to do that, says a lot. And even last night, she held me all night. She ain't let me go. When we lay down in bed, she held me all night. Looked over me. You know what I'm saying? Even told me, honey, she said, do you want to pray? All night. Stayed up with me all night. We just talked. She wanted to make sure that my mind and my spirit was calm and I was comfortable. Okay? She wanted to make sure I was good. That's a real wife and a real woman. This woman right here, when she get on here with y'all by herself and she speaks spiritually into y'all and encourages y'all, she mean business about what she do. Because look what she did for me last night. My spirit was good. I'm good. I ain't thinking about nothing. I'm focused now on my family. I ain't got to even think twice no more. But that's how much this woman loves me. We're going into New Year's. A new year, it's about to be new blessings.
Amen.
That's all we focused on is growing and becoming stronger. The devil tried us the other night. He tried us last night. He just tried us yesterday. You see, we get every time you, like I said, every time things get good, the devil come to seek and destroy. He tried to destroy me, but he ain't win, cause he ain't know. God gave me a winner. I got me a winner right here. God gave me a winner. I'm good. So y'all, you know,
We love y'all.
we love y'all. We appreciate y'all
I see
tuning
me
in.
falling asleep. I know y'all looking at my eyes, but yes.
We let's see. We appreciate. Hold on, we coming. We getting ready to end this. We getting ready to end this live. Go sit down. We coming.
Come on.
Hold on. Let's see what they say. Seek, say marriage and family. Yes, Junior.
Can I get a banana?
Yes, go on. Marriage and family is so important, right? No seriously, I have listened to nothing but Christian songs all the time. I feel so good. I haven't been so beautiful. Real. That's good. That's good. That's good, Ashley. Even though trying times, the enemy wants us arguing over money.
Right.
Yes, they do. Yes, that's helping me pray instead of arguing about money. See that?
Yes.
Happy New Year, you and your family.
Thank you. We
y'all,
appreciate it.
you know. We appreciate y'all. Like we said,
We love y'all.
we love y'all. We came on here. We told our story. If y'all didn't catch us from the beginning, go back and watch this when we say this live. Cause we going to save it for y'all. Go back and watch. Cause we told y'all already before this ended. We only telling our story one time to those who want to know. So if you want to know our story, you ain't get to catch it from beginning to end. Get back on this later on when you get a chance or whenever. Watch it. Tune in and watch it. And that's that. We love y'all. Going to the new year. Going to the new year. Close my door, please. Close my door. We're coming. Close the
No,
door.
no, not right now.
Close the door. Kids. But we love y'all. We have to get to our kids. We love y'all. Going to this new year positively. Do not touch the stove if it's getting hot.
Right.
If God say that it's turn the dial down, turn the dial down. Stop cooking, okay?
Yes.
Also, when something is meant to be, if God says it's meant for you, then listen to God, trust God, and go from there. Peace and blessings to y'all. Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you. As
Thank
y'all
you.
already know, it's my beautiful wife, the chosen one. I love you, babe.
I love you
This
too.
is beautiful. My beautiful wife, Ashley, the chosen one by Ashley, as y'all call her. As y'all know who I get on here sometimes, you already know who I am. I'm conscious. We love y'all. We gotta get to our kids. We gotta get to our family. We got things to do. About to be
Yes.
the new year. Kids getting aggravated. They want to have fun. You know, we came on here. We did what we had to do.
Yes.
This was actually very therapeutic for us.
Yes.
Y'all helped us today. This really brought me and my wife closer.
Yes.
And we don't talk about how we came together too often. We don't tend to sit down, go down memory lane too often. So this was special.
Yes. Thank you. We love you. Take care.